the world.
I just want to know, did the Vikings win?
They're winning right now. They're up 35-21.
I'm going to let into the Falcons. What were you thinking?
Welcome to the Sportz Phenz Show, the show where, just like you, we can't get enough sports.
The 47-year wait is over, and the Nuggets win it. Wilson throwing, it's up for grabs, and it's caught for the touchdown. And the Denver Broncos have taken Super Bowl 50. And the Avalanche are 2022 Stanley Cup champions. And a shot into the back of the net for Diego Rubio.
Now here's your hosts, Arthur Knight and Larry Perkins.
1-0 Rapids. They are champions.
Yo, what's good in the hood? What's good in the hood? How's it going? We are the Sportz Phenz. Welcome to the Sportz Phenz Show. I am Arthur Knight, and with me, as always, is Mr. Larry Perkins.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, we're going to get right into it, man. A lot has happened over the past week in sports.
Exactly. First of all, how was your week also? You had a good week, work week?
No.
I know, I seen you.
Have to be dealing with y'all, man. It's not a good work week at all.
I'm sorry, that was just a jab. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know it was. It was a jab in my eye. I remember that when you need something. All right, anyway.
See how
Yeah,
quiet I am?
got real quiet.
Damn.
Nah, lots going on in the sports world. Even my Nuggets are not playing very well. They're not playing as a team. They're definitely playing that individual basketball,
Hero ball.
which kind of leads me to say something that I know a lot of people aren't going to like. And I tried to buy into this whole Westbrook thing. And it's not even just him. I should say this. I'm not even sure it's him. I just know anytime this man is on a team, this happens.
But
he has been doing everything that the Nuggets want him to do, though, except for score. He hasn't been able to score. Even, I know everybody in the league, and even I used to call him Westbrick. It's because the brother doesn't have a jump shot, but now he's missing layups.
Well, the thing is, I'm not going to say I told you so. But the thing is, you have to realize there's going to be a shift in team dynamics once he joins your team. And the bad part about it is that he's getting up there in age and he's slipping somewhat. So he's gonna. I mean, for the price, for what he does, I mean, it still was a decent acquisition. But I was like, buyer's remorse.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't. He is doing exactly what we needed him to do. There's just nobody else is coming with him on it. When the Nuggets won the championship, they had, they didn't just have Bruce Brown. There was a Jeff Green in there. You know what I mean? Jeff Green played a lot of the five in that small ball dynamic during that run.
Yeah, y'all didn't replace that.
Didn't replace that at all. I mean, AG has been trying to, and he plays well, but he was out last night. He's been out for, I think he was out for about 10 games. So anyways, I don't want to get too deep into that, but what we did want to talk about though is Nikola Jokic passing Magic Johnson on the career triple doubles list. That's a huge deal.
And I usually, I kind of like when I first seen it, I was like, wow, a big man. That's the one thing that impresses me, and that's what's gonna set him apart in future for making like the claim of who's the greatest European. Like right now he's tied, my personal opinion, because I still love Dirk Nowitzki, but he's up there. He's tied with Joker is tied with Dirk Nowitzki as right now the greatest international basketball player.
In your mind?
In my mind, of all time. I mean, he's gonna have a lot of heads.
That's fair.
But I'm not Jokic fan. Like I'm not, Nuggets, but I respect. You have to respect what the man's doing. And Magic at 6'9" was a big guard, but he is actually listed. Joker is a center. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to set him apart. That's the great thing about it.
Yeah, the fact that he plays the 5.
Exactly. To doing all that, come on.
Yeah, man. He does play, but that's the thing is he's a 5 with the mind of a 1. Mm-hmm. Like that's how he plays. He plays like a point guard. That's why a lot of people here in Denver call him the point center because everything runs through him. I believe last night the Nuggets were contending until they had to go to the bench, and I don't know what's wrong with the bench play, but right now I feel like the Denver Nuggets as an organization might be wasting the window that Jokic has. As as great as he is, he's going to start getting frustrated, and I never thought I would say that.
I doubt it.
Well,
his personality.
I doubt it too, but you can see it.
But the thing is,
you can visibly see it in his in how he's playing. Plus, he's trying to shoulder everything. And last night, I think he scored like 56 points, and they still lost. He still can't shoulder everything. They need to figure out something. There's not going to be any trades. Everybody keeps talking about let's trade this, let's trade that.
Not yet.
But there's not going to be any.
Not yet.
Well, they don't have any capital. They don't have any capital without giving up major pieces of the core. They don't have any capital. The Denver Nuggets have traded away all of their first-round picks for this coming up season. They have next season's, but they don't have this season. But you can't, in the NBA, you also cannot trade away, or you can't trade your back-to-back first-round picks.
Not no more.
And they've already traded this coming years and the 2 years after that. So there's no way, unless somebody is willing to take on, some contracts that aren't some unsavory contracts, I should say. There's pretty much nothing the Nuggets can do. They're still in that position of they went all in. They went all in on a championship, got the championship, and now they're trying to figure out the pieces with this new collective bargaining.
What you guys need to do is, as the organization, just play this season out, see where it gets you. Corral him into the after the season. Corral him into the office and say, "Hey, Sir Joker, how do you feel?"
Joker?
Yeah.
What is he, the president?
Yeah.
Sir?
I mean, that's your...
Sir Joker?
Sir Joker, what do you think we can do to make you happy? It just depends on how he is. Because right now
Joker wants to win.
Well,
he's got money. And off of his first contract that he ever signed with the Denver Nuggets, in Serbia, he could live like a king. So it's not about money for him. It is literally about the passion of the game and winning for him.
Okay.
And there's got to be some guys that step up. Brown has stepped up. He's stepped up. Everybody was talking about how there was going to be a drop-off at that position on the starting crew once KCP dipped. And there hasn't been. Actually, if anything, he's been better. But him and Joker haven't had much help over this season. There's guys that they got to play with a sense of urgency at the top of the game, not at they're just not good enough anymore. They're not deep enough anymore to turn it on and off. You need to be on every night if you want to win another chip, and that's just period, point, end of discussion.
Well, that's what great organizations do. You get Jamal Murray and the Joker after the season and talk to them and see where their mind's at. Especially Jamal. See if he's locked in.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on between his ears right now. I don't know.
And then
I don't know what's going on with Jamal. That everybody's got the pitchforks and lanterns out right now, though, ready to move on from him.
Well, the thing is his nonchalant attitude.
Yeah, he's got the all-star money without. They should have never. I love Jamal Murray. Don't get me wrong. Please, Denver Nation or Nuggets Nation, don't get me wrong. I love Jamal Murray. I'm literally was about to go out and buy his jersey, but the fact of the matter is that they gave him money for all-star caliber play. And he's never played at an all-star caliber. Now, he has played very well in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Playoff Murray is a thing, but you have to make it to the playoffs. Right now, the Nuggets are in 8th or 9th place. in a play-in situation if the playoffs were today, and that's not okay to have a guard that is making all-star money, but is not putting up all-star numbers. Yep. And that needs to change.
Yes, I hearken this back to my team, you know what I'm saying? And I don't, by no means as I'm comparing, Jamal Murray to these couple of players I'm about to compare him to. But, as far as mentality-wise, you know what I'm saying? D'Angelo Russell.
Hasn't he had an all-star appearance, though?
Who?
Russell. D'Angelo Russell. He's been an all-star at least once.
Yeah, actually he has.
Yeah, exactly.
Jamal Murray hasn't.
Not once.
Wow. Because I was going to say Nick Van Exel too. And Nick Van Exel made two.
Yeah, exactly.
2 times. But the thing is, what I want to mention those two players is because they was in LA and they don't have that winning mentality as your point guard. They have that blasé, let's just go with the motion. And to be a champion, your point guard have to be that vocal, what I'm saying, just get on everybody. Mm-hmm. He should be getting on everybody and Joker. Right. And Joker is the one that's, and Joker like, look, man.
Similar to Westbrook, Westbrook is out there barking, but he doesn't have the talent and skill anymore.
No more.
He doesn't have that pull. More. He has the name, and he's gonna, he plays hard. I've watched Westbrook play. Even when he was in OKC, the Nuggets would have to play them quite a bit. He plays very, very hard, and that I enjoy as a basketball fan.
He's always been that way.
Yeah, he has. He's always been that way, and he plays very, very hard. But Jamal Murray seems like he's taking time off right now. I don't know what's going on with my dude, but I do know this. Similar to the Broncos shouldn't have signed Russell Wilson to that deal until they, seen what he could do over the course of a season.
Yeah,
they shouldn't have signed that contract. It's the same thing with Murray. Everybody was like, you got to lock him down. After this year's Olympics, I think that you could have negotiated down that contract. Just saying.
I mean, because his mentality, I've seen this before personally, and that mentality. Like I mentioned D'Angelo Russell, and I'm talking about that mentality. That's not a champion. That's not going to win you another ring.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
I mean, once you get there, he's gonna. But the thing is, if he wants to do that, you see what I'm saying? It's not a drive. He don't have a winning drive. Personally to say,
he has killer instinct. We've seen it before,
but it's totally different from the drive. See, the drive will get you to that point when you in game time and you make those, you go off and you make those winning shots and those daggers and stuff. That's different. Killer mentality, yeah, of course, but you have to have that drive to get there. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you. And right now he don't have that. Now Joker, he's driving them there. He has the drive. But once they get there,
Joker's trying to put the whole team on his shoulders.
He is,
and nobody seems to be wanting to step up and help out. I mean, it's not like the Nuggets aren't playing hard, really. I mean, some could even argue, and I'm the biggest Michael Malone backer, or I'm the one that defends him most, because he is the best and greatest Nuggets coach that we've ever seen. Like, he already passed Doug Moe. He's definitely had more wins than Carl. So he is the greatest. But right now, it seems to me as a fan that his message might be falling upon deaf ears, because the bench play is abysmal right now, man. Like, the bench play, it seems like those guys come out and they feel like it's the G League. He's been the coach for 10 years for the Nuggets.
Okay, that's about right,
10 years. But, Popovich was, how long has he been the coach? How long has he been the coach in San Antonio? 22? Exactly. And he didn't win.
But you're comparing 5 to 1.
Well, that's kind of my point.
Yeah,
that's kind of my point.
I mean,
he might have lost. He needs to change his message. Maybe his coaching staff needs to change their message. I don't know what they need to do right now. I'm actually quite.
I'm like this: a championship. If you win a championship, that buys you an extra 3 years. That's my That's my adage. You know what I'm saying? So he got a 3-year extension from just that championship. What year we at? The second year of it? Yeah, the second year after they won. They won in.
Yeah, this is the second year after they won.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, and last year they only dropped one spot. This year, man, we're probably the Nuggets Nation. We're probably looking at about 6th or 7th this year if they continue on this projection. That's the highest ceiling that we can get, and that's going to be a tough road for a team that's like 5-7 on the road.
We might not even make the playoffs.
Well, neither of our teams might make the playoffs at this pace.
My boys just getting blown out left and right.
Yeah. The Lakers aren't doing very well, and they started off pretty good.
Yeah, you jinxed us, bro.
I ain't jinx you.
Yeah, you jinxed us. You like, I want to talk about your Lakers. They looking pretty good.
They were looking pretty good.
I was like, I don't want to talk about it. Give me 25. I usually
It's
judge.
so it's my fault your team sucks. Okay, I got you.
Bro. It gotta be. But anyway, I usually make my assessment after 25 games, especially in basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, that's where most people start making their assessments, but we're only 5 games away from that right now. So
like, hey, we got 5.
Might even be 4 games for some teams.
Well, yeah. Well, give me 4 more games then.
Yeah, because you guys are at 23 games played. So you got 2 games.
I might need
You're 3-7 in your last 10.
I might need 5 more games and a shot of whiskey.
And the Nuggets aren't much better. They're 4-6. So,
well, it's been a weird year. It's been a shift, so to speak. You know, the bad teams are good and the good teams are bad.
well, I mean, that's good for sport. I mean, in all honesty, that is good for sports. I'm not going to try to front.
I never seen these many bad teams be this good, and these many good teams last year. It's horrible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at Indiana. I'm just shaking my head. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, Halliburton. He is bad.
Both of our teams are 1 game above 500 right now.
Yeah.
Just 1 game.
You know.
Phoenix is only 2 games. The Clippers are actually 4 games above 500.
The Raptors are really playing good.
And I haven't even looked at the East, man. Yeah. Let's look. Let's talk about it.
Boston as usual.
Boston climbed their way back, but Cleveland is still the kings of the hill. After watching them dismantle the Nuggets the other night, it was just like, okay, I didn't think this team was as real as it is. That team is real. Like, not saying that the Nuggets are some litmus test, but just from my eye test, watching that team play, Cleveland's going to be very tough to beat, barring any injuries. And I'm not wishing injuries upon them, unlike some people be doing. I'm not wishing any injuries upon them, but barring any injuries, that team is going to, take it as far as they can, man. The only thing they don't have is experience. That's it. Everything else, they have shooting, they have defense, they have big men that play like big men.
The big thing that changed that they have now is camaraderie. And the thing is that coach, when the coach came in and they talked about it, when he came in, he sat there, the point guard, he said Spidey, he set the point guard and the shooting guard down. And he's like, hey, I don't know what's y'all beef, but we going to have to, and they been great. I don't know how they are off the court still, but on court, they're like high-fiving, hugging and all that stuff, rah-rah. But they're
Well, he got them to come together and play as a team.
And that was the formula.
Did you say Toronto's playing good?
They were. They back to normal?
Man, they're 7-17. What you talking about?
Ooh.
I was like, did I just hear him say Toronto's playing well? I mean, they're 5-5 in their last 10, so they're not playing bad.
Well, they better. Come on now.
But so is Philadelphia. Philadelphia is 5-5.
I didn't say Philly.
Brooklyn is 5-5, but at least Brooklyn's 10-13.
Well, Brooklyn already.
Milwaukee's such a disappointment too, man. 11-11. All of the teams that have been reigning supreme over the past 5 years are all now, like you said, it's like the bottom is to the top, and the top is now at the bottom.
Well, the
Because
thing is-
Orlando is leading their they're 7-3 and 16-9 overall.
But they talented. I know Wagner, he's going to be out for a bit. You know
Yeah,
what
they
I'm
might
saying?
slip with Wagner being out. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm trying to hold my hat on Cleveland because, you know, I don't want to see them get. I don't want to see Boston get out the East again, but it might look like they will because their experience is not there. Boston is going to take them just due on experience alone, you know. So for Cleveland, so I was banking on Milwaukee, but they, you know, also Philly, especially with the acquisition of PG. But PG is just he living fat. You know, he's like Jamal Murray. He got
fat
his
and
money.
happy.
He got his
Yeah.
money, and he just I'm trying to remember.
Some players, when they get their bag, man, they
That's sad.
yeah.
And I didn't, you know, I respect PG. You know what I'm saying, and it might not be the case. You know what I'm saying, but
It certainly looks like it's the case.
yeah, but
I mean, if it walks like a duck, right?
yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
And I was reading comments that was made by I'm trying to think of his name with the Clippers, the guy they sent Norman Powell. Norman Powell made a comment earlier about how the locker room is much better now since Russ and PG is gone.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a big hit. And then, you know, PG later up
And it
on his-
kind of shows. I mean, the Clippers are 14-10. They're not, you know, setting the world on fire. But they have one more win than Golden State, but the only reason why they're in second place in their division is because they have one more loss than Golden State. So,
Right.
but they've beaten all of the top tier teams in the league thus far to get to 14 wins.
and Kawhi's out.
And Kawhi's out. They play better without the three stars. They're playing as a team. In basketball, I see people tend to forget, especially the casuals and the gamblers, tend to forget that basketball is a team sport. It takes up to 12 players in order to win in
Exactly.
basketball.
But
So,
but the NBA problems is due to, you know, it's in its inception when it became a league, it started basing its reputation and its how you say it's, you know, I'm trying to think of the word to say, but basically the NBA based his future, everything it had on the star power of the league, of the individual players. That's what I'm trying to get to in a nutshell. You know, the NBA always hung its hat on, you know, a star player, and it's not that. You know, you can look at any, you know.
hey, Vinny, keep talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We got Ryan's
look
reacts.
at during the time of, you know, college and international, you know, the team aspect was prevalent. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. In NBA, they want to switch it up to, you know, the star gonna, you know, and it's good. The star can go off in a quarter, you know, but ultimately it is a team sport. And
I mean, it's definitively a team sport. It takes
Right.
all 5 players to play offense and defense in order to win. Like, period, point. There's no getting around that. But the league itself has started to become this. You know, I was so glad when Milwaukee and Denver actually won, because they won in a team mentality, even though Milwaukee had the Greek Freak and the Nuggets have the Joker. They're two pretty humble superstars. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
you know, they won as a team. It wasn't just Giannis that won for Milwaukee. It took him having other role players around him. Also, it took them moving him from center to power forward.
Do you take them being both international stars, take that into effect?
No, I don't care about that. I just care about good basketball.
Well, no,
Period.
because the thing is how they was raised up. You know what I'm saying? Their mentality.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You know,
But there's still some international players that do have an ego, like
don't say your boy.
Homeboy
Don't
from
say-
Dallas. He's got a pretty big ego. Pretty big personality.
That kind of took me by, because I mean, early on in his career he was kind of cool, but lately, the last year or so, he's
taken on a bit of an ego.
Right.
I don't think having an ego, passes. International players get a pass. Dirk Nowitzki had an ego too.
He was mad.
There was some players. I think it just has to do with the character of those two individuals. It doesn't have to do with the fact that they're international players. Just those two players or those two individuals, Jokic and Giannis, were raised, just different than everybody else.
And it's weird too, if you're thinking about it, because you see how close Giannis is with his brothers. I remember one of his brothers played with the Lakers.
Jokic.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're all. It's weird. You know what else is weird? Ryan Lagan. So let's get to Ryan's react since he decided to grace us with his presence this week.
Yeah, stop lagging, Ryan.
And welcome back to Ryan's Reacts. Vinny, you know what to do. Let's get after it. So the 12-team college football playoff final bracket, of course, was released today.
Yep.
The committee did get it right with SMU over Alabama. They were true to their word, where they said the conference championship games can play you into the tournament, but cannot play you out of it. They did right by all parties involved with that decision. Whether you have two teams in the playoffs or 200, someone's always going to be the first team out. Someone's always going to be upset. But the beauty of the 12-team format is, outside of Tuscaloosa, nobody can be mad this year. 9-3 Alabama. You can make the argument about whether they would have beat that undefeated Florida State team last year or not. Given Florida State at full strength, obviously. But if you had handled your business against Vanderbilt or Oklahoma at the end of the day, you wouldn't have anything to be debating about. You would be in. So can't have any hard feelings with that. So overall, what a joy to have a Selection Sunday with absolutely no controversy as far as I'm concerned. Same goes with Miami. They controlled their own destiny as well. They made their bed, and now they have to sleep in it. Regarding the 12 teams that we do have left, college football could really use at least one big upset in a field that is going to be full, honestly, of big favorites. That's the whole point of this, this expanded tournament, is to have, the opportunity to give, big upset type teams the chance to pursue a championship. So we could really use at least one. As of now, I'm not seeing any that I really like in the first round, to be honest with you. But that being said, in the second round, I think all four of those hypothetical matchups have a lot of potential volatility involved. Give me Boise State over Penn State as the biggest upset of the tournament. I'm curious to hear y'all's thoughts on that, though. And then in the NFL, the Packers said after their second loss to Detroit this year that they're not afraid of them, and they do hope that they get them a third time in the playoffs, and I do believe them. They couldn't stop a nosebleed against the Lions, but then again, who can in Detroit? The Packers did have multiple key members of the secondary out, though, to be fair, not the least of which is Jair Alexander, of course, which could always be a difference maker in the third matchup, as they did pretty much move the ball at will, at least starting in the second quarter or so in that game themselves. That said, Detroit would obviously be big favorites in that hypothetical third matchup, and rightfully so, but Detroit would be pretty much a big favorite against anyone at this point. They're quickly becoming overwhelming Super Bowl favorites as well. I've got 6 teams with a shot at it at this point in the year. Give me Buffalo, Baltimore, KC. In the AFC, give me Philly, Detroit, Green Bay. In the NFC, would be shocked if it wasn't, 2 of those 6 teams in your Super Bowl at this point in the year, barring some major trajectory changes at this point. But by all means, tell me why I'm wrong, as always. Happy Sunday, Sportz Phenz. Ryan's Reacts.
All right.
That was awesome.
My man Ryan.
Yeah.
All right. There's a lot to unpack there.
I kind of agree with him. I think they got it right with SMU. A lot of people, I was rooting for Ole Miss to get in, but the thing is, the teams they lost. I remember talking about last week when I forgot what team that Alabama lost to, but they're a three loss team, and they basically letting in 1s and 2s. You know what I'm saying? But you knew Oregon was going to be there at 1, and I think Georgia made it to the second spot. But so basically, I kind of like the whole setup. the four major Final Four teams, so to speak. It's going to be I think the Fiesta, the Sugar, the Rose, and the Cotton. It's those bowls. So it's going to be good.
So you think they got it right with Arizona State getting a bye? Boise State getting a bye?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they won they
Georgia
conference.
got a bye, and Oregon got a bye. Okay.
Yeah, Georgia won the SEC, and
Right.
whatchamacallit won the Big Ten, right? So they got it right, because last year, when Alabama got in, people felt that they just got in because of their reputation, their following. A lot of people follow Bama, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people was like, oh, so now, they kind of like, we don't want to go through that again.
Well, SMU got a tough pull, though, man. They got to play Penn State.
Unfortunately, I don't see no upsets.
That's a 50-50, and whoever wins is just
the best team is going to win.
Yeah.
I kind of was scratching my head on Indiana Hoosiers. That's the only one. That's the only, But
well, they're playing against Notre Dame, so if they can't beat Notre Dame, they don't deserve to go forward anyway.
Yeah.
But not that Notre Dame is bad. I'm just saying, like, if you get put into a position and you have to play one of the toughest teams, you just got to play who's in front of you, man. And if you can't beat them, then you wasn't going to beat anybody else. So.
Right. But I'm like a casual, college football fan, but I'm pumped. I'm going to be watching the playoffs. I mean, I'm
going to be watching Texas, Tennessee, because I think they are going to beat Ohio State, and SMU. Those are the teams that I'm – because I like underdog teams.
Ohio State got grit, though. Not grit. I'm like, Ohio
They do, but I think Tennessee's going to beat them. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Hot take.
Wow,
Tennessee's going to beat them.
But we all know Oregon's just going to take everybody out. So Oregon's, man.
I'm not so high on them, man.
Really?
I think they're good, but I'm not as high as everybody else is on them. They're really good. They're really, really good. But they are beatable. So
yeah. Any given Saturday.
Yeah, man. That's why they play the games, which is why I'm calling Tennessee beating Ohio State, man. I'll call it right now. I think Texas beats Clemson to play Arizona State. I think Tennessee beats Ohio State to play Oregon, and then Oregon mollywops Tennessee. I think SMU actually does take Penn State, and then they got to play Boise State. And you know what? I'm going to take Indiana over Notre Dame, even though I'm probably wrong about that. And then they're going to move on to play Georgia.
Okay.
Those are my picks.
Check you out. I just want Penn State to lose because they mollywop my USC Trojans. So,
well, that's why I said, man, SMU drew a short straw or something, man, to have to go up against Penn State in the first round. But hey, you got to play who's in front of you, right? I just said it. You got to play who's in front of you. And
go SMU.
And I think SMU could take them.
I'm still Herculean task,
man. But I'm calling it. I'm calling it SMU. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Okay. Yeah. I'm behind you 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I know that Ish was like a 99%, but I'm behind you 100%. I think go out there and beat them Nittany Lions, man, and send them packing.
This is awesome. But I think in the future that they're going to expand it to like 16, like a 16 team, which is cool. But what they need to do right now, because they're committed.
What do they got now, 12?
12. They're expanded to 16.
14. 16 is too much.
16 is sweet, man.
That's too much.
16 is sweet.
That turns it into a tournament, a basketball tournament. 16 teams.
I know. That's just something about that number.
No, that's way too many.
But what
teams.
they also need to do, and hopefully they by next year, because it's just the first year.
Well, you said there's 12 right now. Who would you add? You need 4 teams. Who are you missing right now?
The 5. Well.
I mean, that would have given CU a chance if we went to 16. CU would probably be in there.
Ole Miss. That's who I wanted. Ole Miss was.
Okay. So you want this for selfish reasons and no other.
Ole Mills. Old MILF.
Old MILF.
I mean, Old MILF. Old MILF. But they
What's
was
on
they
your
was
mind,
14.
dude? Or you got sports on your mind, or
Ole Miss.
yeah? Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Ole
Don't
Miss.
don't go down that rabbit hole.
Ole Miss was 14th. Alabama was 13th. Ole Miss.
Why do you keep calling them old milfs?
Oh.
There's something wrong with you.
Anyway, I want 16 teams.
All right, Ole Miss. Who else? You need 4 teams to get to 16.
Hold on there, buddy. Miami.
The Hurricanes.
The Canes.
Okay,
In Colorado.
that's 3 teams.
No, it was Alabama,
Oh,
Ole Miss,
okay,
Colorado, and Miami.
okay.
Not in that order.
Right. But in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, right?
Okay. That still might be too many teams, man.
You think so?
That might be too many teams.
So you want 14.
That's a lot of college football.
That's
now,
good.
I mean,
That's
it
It sparked the interest.
I don't know, man.
Sparked the. I mean, right now,
in a time where
we-
NFL is king.
well,
I just
college
don't
football is right behind it, though.
It is. It's right there, but I don't think that the NFL is giving up any TV time to allow 16 teams to play.
They gonna fight that, but
Yeah, they're gonna fight that tooth and nail.
But this is like another 5 years down the line. You know, right now it's just started. So we talking about 2030.
Okay,
You know, 2033 something.
when we're extra old heads.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man! All right, so let's see.
What you wanna elaborate on? Do you wanna, me to talk about what were you thinking or what were you thinking moment?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
Yeah. What were you thinking, Atlanta Falcons, for giving Kirk Cousins $100 million?
Hey, they're not the only team that he's gotten over on.
I know.
He got over on Minnesota too,
Did they beat him? That's
and Washington.
Because that's why I kept asking you, was the Vikings beating up on the Falcons?
Well, I'll check the scores right now, but
'Cause that was
finish your thought on what were you thinking?
Well, no, I was looking at offseason. They should have did the Denver Bronco route. Because they already got Penix. You know what I'm saying?
They should have just started him and let. But you can't do that with Kirk Cousins, and they didn't know they were going to get Penix in that draft, right? They got Kirk Cousins before that, right?
Yeah.
So you trying to be a fortune teller?
Yeah.
42-21 Minnesota.
See, and he is bad.
He threw at least an interception. I know he threw an
He
interception
always
in
threw
that
an
game.
interception. But I mean, it's hindsight. But yeah, I wouldn't have went for him. I would have just went for drafted the rookie and just did like the Broncos and just rolled with him. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying, but that's hindsight is 2020, my dude. Like, did they know that definitively when they picked up Kirk Cousins that they were going to get Penix?
But he's not right. You can see.
Yeah, and they should have moved on from him. And if they don't move on from him after today,
but it's
because he went 23 of 37 for 334 yards, no tutties, 2 interceptions.
He's like a 32-year-old. What was it, Achilles injury? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I was like, come on, bro.
And he got help from the run game today. Robinson had 92 yards and 22 carries and a touchdown. Algier had one touchdown as well. So he got help from the running game. He just didn't chew. Mooney, though, went off today. God, I wish I had him on my fantasy team. 6 receptions for 142 yards, but no touchdowns.
They might make the playoffs because of their default division that they're in. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. The NFC is pretty tight. Let me take a look here. Take a look-see. They're in the NFC South?
Right. Like I said, they're going to get in on.
Nah, because Tampa Bay won today, right? Tampa Bay won today.
Yeah.
They're 7-6. So the leader in their division is 1 game above 500. But Atlanta, with that loss today, is now 6-7 or 6-8.
Well, good. That even makes a better argument for me.
No, but this is why they're not going to be able to make it. Washington is 8-5. Minnesota is 11-2, and Arizona is 6-6. So Atlanta, I don't see a feasible. They need help. They need help. They need Arizona to lose a lot of games.
No, they don't need no
They need
help.
Arizona to lose the rest of their games in order for them to even sniff the playoffs.
They don't
dude.
need no help. They need to be right where they are, right on my little "what were you thinking" moment.
For me, what were you thinking on their part? Oh, excuse me. Always at this time. For me, they should have, as soon as they started noticing that Cousins was on the decline, which anybody who's watched any games, when they played against the Broncos, when they played against, all of these teams, the eye test tells you
But
he's declining in his skill set.
But you got to understand, he was always in Minnesota. He was throwing interceptions, and the thing is, you taking the fact he got hurt.
Now it's even worse.
He got hurt,
Right.
Okay, and he's older, so you have to take these things into, you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I agree.
So that's basically what that's like. What you did. I'm not saying like what
I'm
were
saying
you thinking
3 weeks ago they should have saw what they had in Penix. That's to your point,
right? But
what are you thinking that you're not at least you've lost these games anyway, right? And yes, you probably have the mindset that Cousins gives you the best chance to win.
I
right?
spend all this money on him.
Exactly. We done spent this money. We need to make sure that he's not the guy.
But you should have it's kind of like twofolds. I mean, they should have did their due diligence and giving him all that money, $180 million. With 100
coming off of an injury, which is typically a career-ending injury.
You don't do that.
No, I don't know what's up with some of these GMs these days, man. They're signing these players for the names on the back of their jerseys, and I get it because there's going to be. I mean, to a certain extent, I get it. I should say because it's going to be a fight. If you don't pay them, somebody else is going to, but. I don't want to be looking like Boo Boo the Fool if I'm a GM.
They outbidded themselves, bro.
They really
That's what
did.
I'm just saying. It's like, I guarantee you, if they said, no, we ain't giving you 180, I don't see no team that's going to. Some team would have signed them, but it wasn't going to be for that amount.
No. And they did that to themselves. And the league does it to themselves all the time with some of these players. They build them up because of the name that's on the back of their jersey, and they build this whole market for them. And then when they don't fulfill the prophecy of that market, it's like, and the GMs do it to themselves. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie Draft Day, but I would say that's probably pretty damn close to exactly how it works. Obviously it's a movie, but to a certain extent, you can see how that. Have you seen that movie?
I have not.
Okay, it's a pretty good movie. Kevin Costner plays the GM of the Cleveland Browns. And it just goes through a whole day, like a day in the life of a GM during like the beginning of draft day and the end of the day of the first round.
Okay.
I implore you to see it. It's a pretty good movie. It keeps you pretty interested throughout the whole thing. If you really like, like I said,
movies.
I'm a sports nut. I even like sports movies and movies about sports. It's a completely fictional story, but it is based upon like real life scenarios that most GMs would go through in a situation. It may not be all in one day, but it definitely seems like it would be a week's worth of stuff that goes on for a GM. And in this movie, and I don't want to give too much of the plot away since you haven't seen it, but in this movie, Kevin Costner's the GM of the Cleveland Browns, and he ends up giving the farm for some magic beans. Okay. And then at the end of the movie, he ends up getting it all back. You know what I mean? So it's like, it seems like the league in itself right now is causing a lot of cannibalism amongst themselves. Because even he, in the movie, he says one bad thing about a quarterback named Bo Callahan in the movie, okay? He just says, to one GM, he says, in my humble opinion, he's a bust. And all of a sudden, this kid's whole he was number one prospect, number one overall pick, and we've seen this happen before. I mean, it happened to Dan Marino, right? Mm-hmm. And I think they kind of took that kind of story and put it into this plot, because I don't know who said Dan Marino's a bust. But Dan Marino never won a championship. He was really, really good in the league, but he never won a championship.
He went to a couple of Super Bowls.
He did. No, I think he went to one Super Bowl.
Just one? Okay.
I think he just went to one. Okay. But the point that I'm making is that because of the fact that he said Bo Callahan is a bust to one GM, this kid fell all the way to the 20s in the draft instead of going number one overall.
It's a copycat. Most leagues are copycat, and it's by word of mouth, and they take reputable sources highly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
Right, but I think that's what's happening today. It's becoming this cannibalism league to where, they build up these players. Kirk Cousins was... I've never been so happy that the Broncos did not win the Kirk Cousins race this offseason.
Yeah.
Because then they would have never found out what they had with Bo Nix.
The
Broncos would be going through the BS that Atlanta's going through right now, and that would be terrible now.
They destroyed their locker room, because that's the reason I was talking to, because it's like a big rift now in their locker room that they started. They caused this because half the players want Penix.
Well, it's like, what else do you have to lose?
Penix is playing well. The time he did play, because he was hurt. I think he did good. I'm not sure.
I don't believe he was hurt. They just basically wanted to run with Cousins because the owner and the GM are paying him $100 million plus.
That's crazy.
To be on the team. And
I wanted the Raiders to sign him. Remember we was talking about that?
I wanted the Broncos to sign him. There was a big race to get him.
I don't know about you guys, but we wasn't gonna pay that much.
Well, neither were the Broncos. That's why I said I've never been so happy that the Broncos took their. They were like, no.
Yeah, that's too much, and that's why I say they outbid.
Atlanta was desperate. And now they have to. There's no way you see them trot Cousins out next week. Number one, he should be somewhere around an injury clause. They don't want to have to guarantee him any money if he gets injured. Number two, you are hoping and praying that 2 or 3 other teams have a slide to where they drop 4 or 5 games, the last of their 4 or 5 games, which is not an impossibility, but it's improbable and unlikely. Exactly. Yeah. There's just no real way for that to happen. You may get like one of those teams to fail, but it might be the wrong team. Like, let's say it's the Washington Commanders that end up having the backslide. They're still 2 or 3 games ahead of you. So it's like, and I think they beat you, so so you can't.
I can't believe how I messed up on all 3. I messed up on the Vikings, the Cardinals, and the Washington Commanders. I'm sorry.
The Washington Wizards.
I'm sorry.
Now you're just trying to take a dig at my Nuggets again. That's what you're trying to do. I see you. That's cool.
You see how it came full circle?
Yeah, I see you.
Go.
I see you. All right.
No, but yeah.
All right. Let's see if I can stump Larry today.
Uh-oh.
I think I got him on these three players that I have chosen.
Uh-oh, trying to stump me.
Yeah.
See, I told you he in his back of his mind, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be beating him too much, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. See, now you're just talking smack.
Yeah, I can talk smack.
Okay, let's see.
I got you and Mark. Yes, was that last week? Did we do it last week? Or the
we
week
did.
Before?
We did before? One, and I had to give you the most obvious.
You throw me that one.
I did. I did. I was hoping one of you would get it.
You underthrew that one. I was like,
All right. This guy played small forward and power forward.
Yeah.
And a 2-time 6th man of the year. Who am I?
Lamar Odom.
Nope. That was a good guess. That was a good guess, but no. Let's see. What else can I give you? He was drafted in the first round, 8th pick overall, and he is a 2-time 6th man of the year, plays small forward and power forward. Who am I?
Oh man. Shoot. Let give me. Oh man. I can't. That's good. The good one. Oh man.
Something's playing in the background there, Vinny.
Nah, it's not Jamal Crawford.
Is that your guess?
Yes, I'm sorry.
You can't see. That's how he be trying to get me. It's not Jamal Crawford, is it? No. And
Come
then
on, bro,
that
that's
wasn't
the
my
old-
guess.
Bro, that's the oldest, especially when you guess it. That's the oldest trick. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah,
But you
I'm
good.
on to you,
You
though.
good. You good. Go
I'm
ahead.
on to you now.
Okay, I got that wrong. Go ahead. Next one.
All right. So this player averaged 13.9 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 3.4 assists over the 16 years that he played in the NBA. 2-time Sixth Man of the Year, small forward / power forward, first round, 8th pick overall, 16 years in the league, averaged almost 14 points, 6.2 rebounds, 3.4 assists. Your last guess, sir. Shouldn't have been talking that smack. I'll give you this, too. He's a 3-time All-Star.
I know who he is too. I just can't. I see him. I can't get him. Can't pull his name out my head. I'm gonna go Hidu Turkoglu. I know it's not the one.
That was a good guess, though.
Yeah.
That was a good guess. But no, that is not him. So this player is a small forward, power forward, 2-time Sixth Man of the Year, 3-time All-Star, averaged 13.9 points, 6.2 rebounds, and 3.4 assists. Coming out of Washington, drafted the first round, 8th overall by the Dallas Mavericks, Detlef Schrempf.
Oh, an 80s one. Okay. Good one. All right.
Yeah, it's not like he's not known. Detlef was a good player. Like, he wasn't great. He was a good player, though, man. 3-time All-Star, 2-time Sixth Man of the Year.
I mean, he was the big German before Dirk Nowitzki was the big German. You know, he
He didn't have a big ego, though, that Detlef Schrempf, though. He should have, because he was a really good player. But he was very comfortable in his role.
Every time I seen him, he looked like that guy. Remember that 1980s pop band called The Police? Didn't he look like the lead singer, huh?
Oh, my God.
Every time I seen him, I just want to...
No, he didn't.
He did look like the...
Yes, he did. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, moving on.
Interesting.
All right, this player is a shooting guard. He's a Hall of Famer, 2-time All-NBA. Who am I?
He's a shooting guard.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Mm-hmm.
2-time All-NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Allen Iverson.
That is not Allen Iverson. Good guess, though. This player averaged 18.9 points, 4.1 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and was drafted in the first round, 5th pick overall. Who am I?
Ray Allen.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, 1-1. You're not getting this one. I know you're not getting this one. All right, this player played small forward. And he played 14 years in the league, at which he got 6-time All-NBA during that time. Who am I?
How many years he played? 14?
Something like that. Yeah, 14 years. You don't get to ask questions. You get the hints and you got to guess.
Damn, that's total. No, Mary. Sean Marion.
Nope. All right. This player came out of Miami, Florida. Averaged 24.8 points a game, 6.7 rebounds, and 4.9 assists.
I'll experience it at some point. It's so important to me that I've actually...
Are we getting commercials, bro? Is that what we're...
So he came out of where? He came out of Florida?
Miami, Florida.
And you said shooting guard, or you said small forward. Small forward.
I can't afford premium.
Who can?
I don't know. Vince Carter.
Nope.
I know.
All right, so let's see. He's a steel champion and a rookie of the year. Who am I?
Are you okay, dude?
No, I'm not. Oh, Dominique Wilkins. I don't know.
No, that was a good guess. All right. Was that 3? Was that 3, Vinny? That means I got 2 and 1 today. It is. All right, so let me.
That's how I roll it.
I didn't realize how good of a player this guy really is, but it is Rick Barry.
Barry, you going back to the 70s?
Man, you're supposed to know with your old ass. You know who Rick Barry is, right?
Of course I know.
Okay, then shut the hell up. 14 years in the league, drafted first round, 4th pick overall to the San Francisco Warriors.
Yes.
Not even in his
Hall of Famer, 12-time All-Star, 1966 through 67 scoring champion, 1974 through 75 steal champion, 1975 NBA champion, 6-time All-NBA, 1965 to 66 All-Rookie team, 65 to 66 Rookie of the Year, 66 to 67 MVP, 4-time All-ABA.
What the heck?
Yes.
He's a Finals MVP, ABA All-Time Team, NBA 75th annual or anniversary team. The accolades go on and on, but 24.8 points in the 60s and 70s, 6.7 rebounds and 4.9 assists is crazy to me. Just crazy.
Yep.
Ha! I got you.
Okay.
2 and 1 today. He was talking all that jive.
At least I didn't get
Now
shut
who's
out.
the turkey?
At least I didn't get shut out.
I think you got a lucky guess on the Ray Allen.
Man,
That was just a lucky guess.
I just got on the scoreboard.
Plus, that was an easy one.
Oh, there you go. Why you trying to make it?
That was the easy one.
Man.
That's why you got it.
Anyways.
All right, you want to do one more, or you want to just go around the horn here?
I want to go around the horn. I want to give congratulations to my LA Galaxy.
Why?
They won the MSL Cup last night. Thank you very much.
And nobody cares.
Hey, I'm just giving some shout outs. I didn't see it. But
All right, give him. So you're a fan, but you didn't watch them win the championship?
No, a relative of
Casual.
mine. A relative of mine.
Casual.
Like, yeah, man. They're having like a little riot going on, but I don't know for what. I was like, well, go find out and see what. I say, think it's a soccer team.
You're
or
giving them
something.
just a shout out because they're from LA. You ain't watched the game.
Yeah, it's
Give me
LA.
one player that plays for them.
Ooh. Anyways.
Don't even look at the computer. Give me one player. Give me the center. Give me a wing.
I don't even know if Sartan still plays.
Give me
for
a
them.
drum. No, I'm just kidding. Give me a thigh.
You suck. You suck expeditiously. Now, anyway.
Man.
Definitely want to also give shout
See,
out.
not a fan. He's a casual, ladies and gentlemen, this guy.
Whatever.
It's just, if it was the LA Poo-Poos, he would be like, yeah, they won the shit championship.
Hey,
Excuse
man,
my language.
I'll be the. If they want to, I have a poo-poo shirt on. World champions.
World Poo-Poo champions.
World champions, the poo-poos. I'll be a poo-pooer. It's like, hey, poo-poo Perkins. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, man. This guy would be the first one on the poo-poo train.
Oh, you should have, and I'll poop on it too. I'll be a super pooper.
Oh my God. There's something wrong with you.
Yeah, I also want to send shouts out to internationally wise, far as like Neymar. I think is Cristiano Ronaldo. All them big time players they get and they just do money wise. He's signed what $200 million deal with Saudi Arabia. I think I sent you that.
Yeah, you did send me that.
Yeah, it's $200 million a year.
It's ridiculous.
That's more than LeBron James, Steph Curry. Who else? LeBron James, Steph Curry. What's his name? Mahomes.
Yeah, that's
all
insane.
that put together.
That's insane.
They have the money. You know what I'm saying?
They have the money, but we do not have the time. That will do it for us for the rest of this show. Thank you for tuning in or downloading us off of YouTube. Don't forget to follow us, like, and subscribe. Also follow us on all of your social media platforms at Sportz Phenz. And I didn't do this at the beginning of the show, but don't forget to stop on by So High Cafe, 1300 West Alameda here in Denver. Get you some Viper Pit Barbecue. Tell Vinny the Sportz Phenz sent you. See if you can get you a 3 to 5% discount. Try to hustle my man. He's usually cooking, and he's usually giving people discounts and whatnot because, you know, he just loves the people, man. He loves the people.
He do love the people.
So come on by 1300 West Alameda, So High Cafe, Viper Pit Barbecue. Tell them the Sportz Phenz sent you. We will catch you next week, same time, same channel. Peace. Trying to finagle